write a song that all the world would sing, and your dreams came true. Now imagine experiencing a life-altering health challenge with mounting medical bills that your share of royalties from that hit song can barely cover. The year? 1970. The songwriter? Nadine McKinnon. The recording artist? Donny Hathaway. The song?
Hang on the mistletoe, I'm gonna get to know you better. This Christmas.
A match made in heaven. Nadine McKinnon and Donny Hathaway. To date, over 300 artists have covered This Christmas. Unfortunately, because of industry practices and standards in the early 70s, Nadine McKinnon failed to protect her interests and did not benefit financially to the extent she should have. As we know, history is littered with countless untold stories of the accomplishments of hidden black female figures. For over 50 years now, we've been inspired by this heartfelt Christmas classic. Due to a sudden debilitating stroke, Nadine McKinnon is in need of our help to assist with massive medical bills not covered by our insurance. Please show your love to this inspirational woman and writer of our beloved classic. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for you and Nadine. Please contribute as your heart leads you. All donations are welcome. Go right now to the GoFundMe page for Nadine Scott McKinnon or head to the KBLA 1580 website. On behalf of KBLA Talk 1580, thank you in advance for doing your part to honor a true songwriting legend.
And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me.
Merry Christmas.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
One must be wounded to become a healer. Many people, however, experience suffering and do not become healers. Practically everyone could become a healer if it depended only on the experience of suffering. It is only by overcoming suffering and having been wounded that one may become a healer. We have to follow the way of our psychological maturation to discover the reason for our suffering, because the reason is something unique in each individual. That is why in seeking the meaning of your suffering, you seek the meaning of your life. The wounded healer is the archetype of the self, one of its most widespread features, and is at the bottom of all genuine healing procedures. Swiss psychologist Carl Jung is credited with coining the phrase wounded healer, but this term is never used by him in his works. Instead, he used wounded physician. Jung did not see himself as someone who had accomplished the healing of his patients. The healing is an individual affair, which must emerge from the patient's own psyche in order for there to be a resolution to the problem, which is precisely what the term individuation implies. The cure ought to grow naturally out of the wounded individual. One must find the light that is hidden within the darkness. As long as we feel victimized, bitter, and resentful towards our wound, and seek to escape from suffering it, we remain inescapably bound to it. This is neurotic suffering, as opposed to the authentic suffering of the wounded healer, which is purified. The wound can destroy you, or it can wake you up. The Greek god...
The wound can destroy you or it can wake you up. How many of you guys take the lesson? Oh, this person hurt me, but I'm going to discard the person with indifference, right? They don't matter, but they wounded you. And that wound led you to a certain level of enlightenment. He said the wound can discard you, or the wound can destroy you, or it can wake you up. If a wound woke me up, I would thank the person who hurt me. We don't thank the people who hurt us. We stay resentful. We say we forgive, but most of us don't know how to do that. Most of us don't realize that forgiveness is us releasing get back, releasing revenge. Why? Because revenge takes on the karmic debt of the person who hurt you. If you step in and say, okay, I'm going to get my revenge, you now take their karmic debt. You take on it. That's what happened to Abel. Cain and Abel in the Bible. Cain kills Abel. God lets him live. God puts a symbol on his forehead and tells everybody, now leave him alone. And if any man lift his hand to kill him, they will be cursed sevenfold. 7 times. Do you see? Forgiveness is the relinquishing of the desire to want revenge. Because revenge, hatred, resentment, all of that is corrosive to the soul. We are all made up of the heartbroken or the heartbreakers. And sometimes you break your own heart for the pain you caused to someone else. The only way to mend is to open your heart and swim deep into the waters of forgiveness, pacifying like a Band-Aid to your heart. Christine Evangelou, Stardust and Star Jumps, a motivational guide to help you to reach towards your dreams, goals, and life purposes. We got people on the line. I want to get people in here to finish their thoughts. John from Hawaii, I need you to finish that thought, brother. The phone lines are cracking.
Okay, I'm going to try. Wow.
Wow.
One more time, let's go to that dark place that everybody is trying to avoid. Again, the dark place is where not only, as you said earlier, the holiest of holies is there. The spirit that you need to tap into is there. And also, the God in you is there.
Wow.
Don't run from the pool. Don't run from the surgery. Don't run from the situation. Tap in. Get it for yourself.
Man, guess what you just did, brother?
Mountain View is in the house.
Hawaii in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, run to the phone, crawl to the phone, walk to the phone, get to the phone. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. I want to talk to you. We got a national discussion going on right now. D, Detroit, and then Truemonger, Dallas, Texas. D, get in here.
Okay, I wanted to say.
Wait, D from Detroit. D. Wait, last time you was on the line, you cursed, sweetheart. No cursing on the line, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. No profanity. Go ahead.
So, I see that it says wounded warriors, but it's a lot of wounded wounds because I have 2 sisters who had abortion and they feel like they cannot have children anymore. And I listened to a lot of women's stories from a self-help program where they felt like they was a woman. They turned to drugs and alcohol. They turned to promiscuity. They just turned into a massacre from someone messing up their womb. And I think that that's prevalent because some people can't have babies, and women are born with all their eggs. But we don't have the money to find out how many eggs we got or anything like that, and they feel that they ruined their body. And I don't know what to say because I was 15 and pregnant, and my sister was 16 and pregnant. But she blames my mom for letting her have an abortion. But she wanted it. And now she's bitter. She just turned 40. And she was saying, I would never have kids. I said, if you stop drinking and stop smoking and you start taking some vitamins, I said, maybe a man will want you for you. Because you can't just sit there drunk all day long, burning up food, and think that a man gonna want you. And it's hard to tell her that.
Well, she's got to do it for herself. She can't do it for a man. If she gonna clean up and stop drinking and you know and all of that, she's got to do it for her. It's got to be, you know, man, I want to be better. I want to be healed. I want to be whole. And you know, the man will come later. But if she's doing it for the man, she's actually setting herself up for more pain because she hasn't healed the pain that's still within her. So, D,
that's true. I do feel like Roe versus Wade should have been overturned just because of her.
Wow, that's heavy. But we'll get to a topic like that one day. But guess what you just did, D?
Brought Detroit in the building.
Detroit is in the building. When I come forward, I'm going to Dallas, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, and other cities. Where are you?
At KBLA Talk 1580, we celebrate Christmas. We celebrate you. Thank you for turning us on this year. Happy holidays.
Wow! Mommy's kissing Santa Claus!
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions because we've got your black. Listen up. If you're one of the more than 100,000 California tenants who were rejected or delayed when applying for COVID rental assistance, you've got a second chance. Under the terms of a new settlement, California's Housing and Community Development Department agreed to audit its past denials. The program ended in March 2022, but the advocacy groups Alliance of Californians for Community Empowerment, Policy Link, and Strategic Actions for a Just Economy sued the department. According to the coalition's analysis of state data, the department rejected nearly 30% of all applicants. Under the settlement, the department agreed to clear all renters in the pipeline within 6 months. The settlement applies to anyone who sought assistance from the state's Housing is Key program before April 1st, 2022, whose applications is pending or was denied after June 6, 2022. Tenants who have questions about the status of their application can call the hotline at 833-430-2122. That's 833-430-2122. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Did you know addiction to drugs like meth or cocaine is a disease and not a choice? But getting help is. If you have stimulant use disorder, you, your family, and friends may have a lot of questions, including where to start. Choose Change California can help. Make a change today and find a proven treatment option for you at choosechangeca.org.
What is dedication?
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that my kids wouldn't have a father. And I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. I definitely had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Is your eyesight changing?
I can't read this anymore.
Don't lose hope. People just like you are working every day using Braille, screen magnification, speech technology, and other tools and blindness skills. Your eyesight may have changed, but your goals, they don't have to. We can help. Visit us on the web at blind.org. The National Federation of the Blind. Live the life you want.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yo, I want to dedicate this song to Philip Arthur Harrison. Word up, because he was the one who took me from a boy to a man. So as far as I'm concerned, he's my father, because my biological didn't bother. Biological father left me in the cold. When a few months old, I thought a child was greater than gold, but I guess not. You brought me into this world, but you're not my dad. Mess around with them drugs, make my mom's mad. So we left you with no remorse or pity. Took the first bus from Newark to Jersey City. Women and child alone, now that's pressure. Mom's gotta go to work. Drop me off by Odessa. Mama, I'm Vivi, whoever. I'm Velma, Uncle Roy, we stuck together. A year went by, and I could walk, y'all. Mom's got that good old job at City Hall. She probably didn't trust men anymore until Philip Harrison walked through the door. Went out a few times, but what about your kill? Mom offered him $1 million package deal. She said, you want me, you gotta take my son, or else it's like a hot dog, but without the bun. Guess what? He accepted.
Come on, Shaq!
He kept it. He took me from a boy to a man.
I consider myself a fairly normal person. Like you, I do many things. I'm a mother and a wife, a sister and an aunt. Professionally, I'm a licensed clinical psychologist and psychology professor. I have several hobbies. I spin and I weave. I do historical interpretation. That's me in my goofy colonial clothes. I also am a dairy goat farmer. Now, I milk my goats twice a day and make fabulous cheese. Meet Lucy and Lulu. Aw, last year's twins. My latest hobby is that of a beekeeper. I even won 3rd place in the state fair for my beeswax. You could say I live in the land of milk and honey. But today is the day I'm going public. I have a secret to share that I haven't spoken of in 45 years. Life wasn't always the land of milk and honey. There were periods in my life when it was more like this. I was institutionalized, and it's the shame and the stigma that's prevented me from talking about it all these years. As a psychologist, a professor, and a patient, I'm in a unique position to help destigmatize mental illness because I have been on both sides of the locked door. Let me show you some real estate. It is a beautiful piece of property. It's got Victorian architecture. It has lovely grounds. It's even waterfront property.
Wow. She's a professor, but she was also institutionalized when she was younger. They thought she had schizophrenia, but they didn't. She went through electroshock therapy. Wow. And was institutionalized for 9 months. Huh. Man, I'm going to tell you. Okay. Oprah said hurt is hurt. That's true. But I'm going to tell you right now, there are degrees of trauma. Listen, people, they deal with it the way they deal with it. But there are definitely degrees. Whew, this is heavy, man. What exactly is a wounded warrior? What exactly is a wounded healer? I think she represents a wounded healer. Traumatized, institutionalized, and then rose from there to become a professor, to help people, to educate. That was a TED Talk, a very powerful work. What's the lady's name? Andy? I was about to say Ted. Andy's like, I don't know, the video gone now, so it's all good. Nancy Simpson. I want you guys to look it up. Look up her TED Talk. Nancy Simpson. I want you to check it out. Let me get these callers in here because they're here and they want to talk. Truemonger has been on the longest. Truemonger, get in here.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me, man. What are your thoughts about tonight's topic?
I think most people are a combination of both. Because you get wounded, life is going to throw all kinds of shots at you, so you're going to catch some wounds. In order to become a healer and heal yourself, you got to fight. It's like she had to fight through that situation. They probably had her in a straitjacket on all kinds of drugs and whatnot. She knew she wasn't crazy, but she had to keep fighting for herself. I think sometimes people lose that fight within them. They just accept whatever comes to them. They don't bother to work on themselves, try to be better for themselves in order to be beneficial for themselves and for everybody else around them. But yeah, if you're going to heal, healing starts with self, regardless of whoever you interact with. And in my opinion, the best way to help others heal, if you're doing that, is just to be transparent, be honest about your experiences, good, bad, and everything in between. Let them know how you went through that experience. They might not necessarily they're not going to go through it the same way, but they may recognize some things that you told them just because you were open and honest with them. They may be able to make an adjustment here or handle things a little bit better than you did.
Right.
So I think most people are a combination, but you have to go through. I think you have to go through one stage in order to build on the other.
Right. I love it, brother.
Life doesn't get easier. It doesn't get easier. You just get better at it.
Truemonger.
Yes, sir.
You know what you just did, right?
Yes, sir.
What did you do?
Just brought Dallas in the building.
Dallas, Texas is in the building. What other major cities are coming to the fray? We got Atlanta. We got Houston. Come on, L.A. Get up in here. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. Now, Gerald Davis, he says, aloha, Zoe. I guess he's in Hawaii, too. He says, can I answer your question? He said, a wounded warrior is a person of great suffrage that through experience embraces their calling for humanity. They are creative to inspire the world to look within themselves to produce the greatest gift to the world. And then he put you. I love it. I can't disagree. We got these callers, though. Let's get them in here. Nazarene X, you've been on the longest, long time no hear from. Get in here.
Well, Blunt, man, peace and love to everybody out here on these airwaves. Man, glad to be back in the mix.
Always.
I really don't know what to say. I just had to show support, man. I like my wounds. So what you were speaking to earlier about embracing it, I think that's part of your reward for so-called enduring through the trials that you might be called to, because your testimony is like a roadmap for someone else's success. So in the grand scheme of things, while you're helping yourself, you're helping others that are witnessing your plight and the good, in that good scheme of things. So I feel like you might as well just keep on stepping, no matter how hard it gets, whether you consider yourself to be a healer or a warrior or cursed or the one that's to break generational curses, whatever you embrace and you define for yourself prayerfully inside, we all have that, that pen of self-authorship. It says, well, look, this is how my story going to end. Well, my story doesn't end with me succumbing to, whatever trials I may face. But if I could just draw a big circle around that, I don't know how deep we want to take it here, but like that whole aspect of suicide, that's something I think we could up a little bit.
Well, let me ask you this, because would you say that the pain we go through, whether it's the pain of being vulnerable after being hurt or betrayed or whatever, right? Or, just the pain of remembering, right, what you've already been through. Would you say that that pain is a kind of down payment for the wisdom that is contained within the wound?
Man, I don't know because on one hand I feel like,
then why does it hurt?
Look, in a lot of ways I feel like maybe sometimes we do get caught up in our own humanity, right? And I say that to say, like, we can be a glutton for punishment because somehow in the human experience, I guess, when we feel like someone else really cares about what we're going through, like, we may not sign up to be hurt for that attention, if you will, or that confirmation or proof that I finally exist, right? I think, like, we don't want to have to lose ourselves in order to be found or seen by someone else, but I do feel like they're interwoven. I just don't think it's necessarily voluntary all the time. I think we're brought to that as a gift.
Man, well, guess what, Nazarene? Don't take so much time off, bro. You disappeared, and now you're back. Guess what you just did?
I'm grateful. Slama Lama Ding Dong, ATL.
The A is in the building. We appreciate it, good brother. Thank you for reaching out. I got time for somebody else, I think. Well, kind of. I'll tell her, Houston, Texas. I may have to carry you over, but guess what? Get on in here.
What up, Uncle Joe? What's going on?
Yeah, you liking tonight's topic? I'm good.
Yes, always. So grateful to be here. Okay, so I wanted to address one of your questions real quick. And you asked, what past experiences of betrayal have made it difficult for you to trust others? Lord. That one hit me because I want to say the first experience of betrayal was a broken promise. And so with that broken promise, I took that on and I began to break promises to myself.
Ooh.
So
wait, stay right there. Hold on. That's too heavy. Stay right. When we come forward, we're going to go back to Houston, Texas, because did y'all need to marinate on what that little piece, right? Just sit tight when we come forward. More from Attila from Houston, Texas.
January 5th, Bill made a promise. What's that? He joined the army. We moved to Fort Mama. Okay. He disciplined me right from the get-go. H2 bottle in my mouth, she killed, let go. Acting spoiled, rotten, tripping. Got a butt whipping because I didn't listen. Back then, you see, privates made no bucks. Had to get another job.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. New York City Mayor Eric Adams is rattling off what he says are his accomplishments on the year as 2023 winds down. The mayor, who is black, talked about how the city has seen job growth, lower crime in a number of areas, and improved reading and math scores, among many other things. However, the mayor acknowledged New Yorkers are frustrated because the city is dealing with massive budget cuts because of the migrant crisis. A recent poll shows only 28% of voters approve of the job Adams is doing. A congressional committee is investigating Harvard's handling of allegations of plagiarism by its president, Claudine Gay. The House Committee on Education and the Workforce wrote to the Harvard Corporation to inform members of the investigation. The committee indicates it is reviewing how Harvard is handling 24 years of credible allegations of plagiarism by the black president. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
jet what you really want this holiday, the experience of a crowd-free private terminal at Burbank Airport. Check in 20 minutes before takeoff and land in hotspots like Concord, Dallas, Reno, Tahoe, and more. Depart from the ordinary now at jsx.com.
Environmental justice, pollution, and climate. In Los Angeles and across America, people of color are suffering and dying from disproportionate health impacts on a planet that has less than 10 years to prevent irreversible damage. Heat illnesses, respiratory illnesses, water-related illnesses, food system impacts, insect-related diseases, Black maternal health, and mental health effects. As the impacts of climate change mount, millions of vulnerable people, our people, are going to bear the brunt of these extreme environmental events, which will likely lead to forced displacement, loss of cultural identity, and other related risks. These realities are as real as rain. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details about the most progressive multimedia and live events campaign any Black media outlet has ever undertaken to combat the climate catastrophe. Experts, events, empowerment. It's all on the way from unapologetically progressive KBLA Talk 1580. We don't black down. We level up.
Level up, 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 level up.
There are many things to love about winter. Cozy sweaters, celebrations, and family time. But winter can also bring many stressors, extra expenses, seasonal bugs, and so much family time. If you and your loved ones are feeling stressed or anxious this winter, CalHope can help. Check out our free mental health resource at calhope.org today.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the Amera I Can Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the Amera I Can program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The Amera I Can Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit AmeriICanCommunity.partners. That's AmeriICanCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Discover, this is Danny.
Hi, it's Jen Coolidge. I just want to thank you for making me feel so special. I earned cash back on debit for my dinner party groceries.
That's great. But with Discover Cashback Debit, we give everyone cash back on everyday purchases. Anything else I can help you with?
Are you hungry? 'Cause everyone left after the asparagus sorbet.
Introducing Discover Cashback Debit, a checking account with cash back. It pays to Discover. Eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashbackdebit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
Mom's early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
And when I left the oven on, we decided together that it was time to see a doctor and make a plan.
Early detection gave us more time to seek out information and support as a family.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. For more information, visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need a love doctor, and I need it right away. I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need to hear the doctor's voice of
Yo, so I got this two-timing chick who got her revenge from when I was on my two-time tip. And even when I tried to correct it, she couldn't get past how she was disrespected, neglected my effort, a pair with no trust, dirty games and affairs that been tearing us up. If things ain't picture perfect, is it really worth it? I have an idea, but I need to know for certain.
I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need a love doctor, and I need it right away. I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need to hear the doctor's voice of
Hey everybody, thank you for watching. Today I wanted to tell one of the oldest tales of the abandonment wound, which is the story of Chiron and his wound that never healed. In Greek mythology, Chiron, the son of the Titan Cronus and the sea nymph Philyra, was famous for his healing capabilities, for his wisdom, for his knowledge of medicine, but most of all, he was famous for his wound that never healed. I personally really like this story because it kind of taught me to see my own wounding a little bit differently and try to emerge from it rather than see it as a curse or as a burden. Kronos, the head of the Titans, was married to Rhea, with whom he had several children, the youngest being Zeus, who later became the most famous god in Greek mythology. Kronos lusted after the nymph Philyra, and as he tried to escape the eyes of his wife, he transformed into a stallion, fathering a child with her, with the upper body of a man and the lower body of a horse, named Chiron. Philyra was disgusted at the sight of Chiron, and in shame abandoned the baby at Mount Pelion in Thessaly. Abandoned by both his parents, Chiron received his first wound, the wound of abandonment that would fester in his core for the rest of his life. One day, Chiron was found by the god Apollo, who taught him everything about healing, music, and prophecy, and his twin sister Artemis, who taught him hunting and archery. The little centaur Chiron mastered every single field and became highly skilled in the art of healing. It is said that he invented medicine and pharmacy, and that he was skilled with the hands.
All this stuff come back from mythological archetypes or whatnot. But it's good to know, man. We're in here talking about it. Attila was on fire before we came forward. Attila, please finish your thought.
Yes. So I was talking about self-abandonment, right? Anytime you abandon your morals, your power, your ability to speak to that which you know to be true for yourself, even if it doesn't align with your circumstances or the person that you're with, anytime you abandon that, you are going to have trouble down the road, because essentially you either have to keep abandoning yourself or abandon the person or the situation that you got into.
Interesting. This is heavy stuff. Now, my question to you is, which wound scares you the most? The wounds of the past or the wounds of the present, where you have to be vulnerable?
That's a good question. Which one scared me the most? I feel like I'm pretty numb to my past ones right now. Definitely my most recent ones, where I have to be vulnerable, for sure. For sure. Because essentially what that means is that, you got to get the cleaning. You got to start cleaning and disinfecting and kind of going through the rubble that is your life. That contributes to your choices and the consequences that you reap from those choices.
Mm, mm, mm. You got me over here pondering deep. Now,
Well, do
have
you want me
you?
to explain the abandonment thing
I was
too,
about to
or
ask
no?
you. I was about to ask you. How do you use your wounds to help
Mhm.
others? Are you a wounded healer or are you a wounded warrior where you're constantly fighting?
I definitely think I've transitioned to a wounded healer as of late. I'm a teacher, I'm a tutor, so I'm always working with younger kids. And so, the wounds that I had to work through when it came to schoolwork and just not being the best at what I was doing, I now basically take that and help my students when they get stuck, because it's really more about the worthiness wounds that come up. It's the ego, the fear. That's what you're confronting when you're working with kids, even if it's on a different subject, right? So
Hell, I still got the
that's my
damn worthiness wound.
What? I'm like, does that ever go away? My God, I don't know. I feel like each time you're kind of like just climbing steps, right? So you might deal with worthiness in athletics, and then it comes up as something else later in work, right? So I feel like we're constantly kind of transmuting these things and going on to the next level of war, in a sense. But you're healing at the same time. So the war part is fighting your demons, but you're healing other people around you as well at the same time.
I love it. I love it. Attila, guess what you just did?
I brought Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas is in the building. If you want to bring your city, you know the protocol, 1-800-920-1580. But you already know who's up next to bat. You already know who's up next to hit it out the park. One of our favorite callers to call in. We love you all. We love you all equally. But let me tell you now, Nikki from the SIP has entered the building. Nikki, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Wow, that's what my thoughts are. Yeesh.
Yeesh, right?
I think that we are all carrying both characteristics, warrior and healer. I would ask that we consider food for thought, particularly from my healthcare perspective. A healer can be and is a person who seeks to heal or cure disease by means other than conventional medical treatment. The measure of healing we offer outward, we need to first offer inward. The healing process doesn't come from outside first, it comes from inside.
Correct.
And when we are carrying these wounds, I think sometimes we forget that. I mentioned in the chat earlier to remember, whenever we are being crucified, we are also being promoted. There is a purification that goes on. Sometimes it's a duality of experience. And the burn from that purification, sometimes we don't realize that two things are happening at once. You mentioned earlier, doesn't healing hurt? I think I heard you say that.
Yes, I did.
Sometimes it does, and sometimes it does not. I think that we can often be in such a dire set of circumstances that what we do most often is recognize the pain part, and that becomes the focus. You can heal. You do heal. And it is not inherently painful.
Wait, stay right there. Stay right there. When we come forward, we're going back to Mississippi, man. She be cooking. Lord have mercy.
Boom, boom.
KBLA Talk 1580 wishes you a Christmas season that is merry and bright. Happy holidays.
Santa baby, just slip a sable under the tree for me.
Hey LA, save water and put money in your pocket with rebates from LA DWP. Start saving with free shower heads and faucet aerators. Then save with every flush when you upgrade to a water-efficient toilet and get a $250 rebate. You can also save on every load of laundry with a high-efficiency clothes washer and get a $500 rebate. That's right, LA DWP customers can get $500 rebates on qualifying clothes washers. See all the ways to save at ladwp.com/save.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, Maisha Cairo here, KBLA, live at Chase Bank on Crenshaw and Vernon for the In This Together tour with female business owners, a day of empowerment, community panels, and best of all, tips on building business from marketing to capital. I was able to speak with one of the panelists, the owner of Kids Love. Take a listen.
So Kids Love, KIDSLUV, is a first-to-market zero-sugar, vitamin-enhanced functional beverage for kids.
So the zero sugar is really important because if not, the sugar gets on the teeth, it can cause cavities. So as a mom, I love this vitamins and hydration in one. Tell us what's happening here with Chase Bank today.
So I would say, I think what Chase is trying to do is create a community actually for entrepreneurs, a place where people can go. They have the space to do it. It's a beautiful space. And to be able to have these conversations. There are so many benefits to being a women-owned and certified business, from a standpoint of getting into stores, not paying the slotting fees of what it takes to be in stores. So I think Chase is trying to bring awareness to a lot of the things that people just don't know about, that not only the bank can help, but outside of the bank, their relationships can help create.
That's beautiful. And I know, this is how we build equity in communities of color, is kind of spreading that information and that knowledge. So thank you for being here today and doing your part and letting these women know that it is possible.
For KBLA 1580, I'm Maisha Cairo in the community with Chase.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey yo, be a father. If not, why bother, son? A boy can make them, but a man can raise one. If you did it, admit it, then stick with it. Don't say it ain't yours, cause all women are not whores. 90% represent a woman that is faithful. Ladies, can I hear it? When a girl gets pregnant, her man is gonna run around, dissing her for 9 months. When it's born, he wants to come around, talking at him sorry for what I did. And all of a sudden, he now wants to see his kid. She had to bear it by herself and take care of it by herself. And giving her some money for milk won't really help. Half of the fathers with sons and daughters don't even want to take them. But it's so easy for them to make them. It's true, if it weren't for you.
If y'all don't know about Ed O.G. and the Bulldogs, be a father to your child. This is what hip-hop sounded like when I was coming up. You know what I'm saying? Late 80s, early 90s. It had a message. Be a father to your child. He said all women are not whores. He was telling the truth. Come on. Hip-hop has changed. Hip-hop is a different monster nowadays. Let me get my friend back in here, Nikki from the sip. Please continue cooking.
Well, I would just like us to remember that healing means to repair or become sound. Pain is not inherently associated with that. We grow a new skin every 6-8 weeks or so. We don't even feel that for the most part.
Right.
But a healing can occur in that 6 or 8 weeks of the skin. Well, I think the warrior part, the wounded part, conditions us sometimes to anticipate and accept that pain is coming. But psychologically, we do not consider that it does not always have to be painful to heal something.
That's heavy.
And
I'm listening. Come on.
I mean, we need to, the kinder, gentler that we would offer to someone else that we would see suffering, offer it to ourselves first more often. And allow room, space in our process to not always anticipate that pain will be coming. You can heal, repair, and become sound without pain.
I don't think you understand how many people need to hear this, especially during the holidays.
Now.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, people need this. Go ahead, Nikki, finish. I'm sorry.
It's ridiculous what happens during the holidays, particularly from a healthcare perspective. And that's why I wanted to say to the fam in particular, and to you, because we've all done some loss right in through here real quick in the last few weeks, months. Healing can occur within us. And I'll give you a quick illustration. When we give healing through words, deeds, expressions to other people, a hug is a mechanism for healing, but it doesn't hurt. We seek that out from those that we love most or people who do it well because it doesn't hurt. It does, in fact, ease the dis-ease. Well, make room within our wounds for ourselves to not be in pain healing.
Take the pain out of healing psychological wounds.
Yes. Physical ones too. That's just a condition of what tends to happen to us through the act of living. And then we anticipate pain. Oh, here it comes.
Wait, are you saying many of us empower pain when we should be disempowering it?
Well, sometimes, because society and our past experiences, what we see around us, conditions us to anticipate it.
So we're bracing. We're always in this space of bracing.
And yes. And I'm simply saying to us, give to us ourselves first the place that says this does not have to hurt for me to become sound. I can walk with source and it not be painful all the time. I'm thinking of a conversation Reggie had several weeks ago. It doesn't have to be painful.
Right.
Pain is and can be a part of the process, yes, because of learning, but it doesn't always have to be painful because we're anticipating it. So I was trying to give us illustrations to think of that healing occurs, but it's not hurting us.
Nikki, I love you, Nikki. I don't know where you found me. Where did you find this show, Nikki? Because you just showed up and then just started cooking. Where did you find us, Nikki? Tell us.
The truth is, I asked the Lord for some intelligent life forms that could talk to me and I could talk back.
And look at that. Lord
And your
have...
feed showed up. That's the truth. Your feed showed up. And I said, well, let's see what this is about.
Wow. Thank you, God.
And I was lurking. Yep. I was lurking for a long time.
Really?
To see what the intelligent life forms had to say.
I am blessed. I'm sorry.
We all are blessed.
Nikki,
it is not a coincidence we are in here together.
Yay! Look at God. Lord, Lord, Lord. Nikki, what did you just do?
I brought the sip in the building. Peace be unto you, my brother.
I appreciate you so much. I can't wait till 2024 and we have some new topics so Nikki can get in here and cook. All right, we got our final caller on right now. Who is this? Gerald from Hawaii. What up, Gerald?
Aloha, Zoe. How are you?
Aloha, brother. Thank you for showing up in the chat room and talking to us, man. Thank you. Where did you find the show?
Well, originally I heard about you when you were with Corey.
Oh,
and
nice.
I liked your intellect. I had been rocking with you while you were there, and then you transitioned to KBLA, and I'm just showing support. I bought your book, The Lighthouse. Anyway, you're a positive man, first and foremost.
Thank you.
So when you allowed yourself to be transparent a couple minutes back about what you're going through, I felt that in my spirit, and I said, you know what? You're not the first, you're not the last, but I wanted to, let me backtrack a little bit, because when I first put my initial chat out, you asked, what is a wounded warrior?
Yeah.
And I wrote what I wrote, but you're limited it. First and foremost, a wounded warrior, wounded healer, they go through pretty much all hell at a young age. Now, the difference is their spirit, the connection to who I identify as the Most High, that's a calling on their life. And so instead of being that person that you would find at the pulpit, you have been given a special gift, may it be through audio, through written, and you use that for humanity. Now, the difference is you take that and you apply what you've been exposed to, may it be trauma, may it be all the crutches of life, betrayal, especially dealing with today. We have
Gerald, I hate to cut you off. We only got 30 seconds before the show is over, before the next show comes on. But, brother, let me just say this, man.
Sorry.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. And I look forward to hearing from you, man, in 2024. All right?
Definitely.
All right, good brother. Be blessed. Hey, coming up next. Hey, this is it for the Voice of Reason 2023. This is it. Hey, I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Up next, you already know, my friend, your friend, Jill Monroe. RSVP with Jill Monroe. We outie, dude.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. New York City Mayor Eric Adams is rattling off what he says are his accomplishments on the year as 2023 winds down. The mayor, who is black, talked about how the city has seen job growth, lower crime in a number of areas, and improved reading and math scores, among many other things. However, the mayor acknowledged New Yorkers are frustrated because the city is dealing with massive budget cuts because of the migrant crisis. A recent poll shows only 28%